Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Majestix Heroclix Podcast. My name is Jeff. My co-host Patrick.
What's up, everyone?
So, good news. The strike is over. I got to go back to work today after
Woo!
14 days. Oh my
Is
gosh.
it the peanut butter jelly time?
It was like walking into work and seeing the kids. It was so surreal because they hadn't been there for 14 days either. So it was like coming back from a 3-week vacation, not vacation, like the kids were on vacation, like we weren't. So, but yeah, we got a 4% raise over 2 years, and then a one-time 2.5% bonus this year.
Ooh.
The contract will carry over till the end of 2020, and then we have to go back to negotiations. So,
okay. Well, at least you get wow. So you get 2.5% right away.
Yeah, and so it'll come with the end of June check.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So, dude, power to the people, man.
Nice. What does your wife did all the? We'll say she did all the heavy lifting.
Oh, of course she did. My wife's amazing.
That's cool.
Because just to promote myself, because if she ever watched this, which I'm guarantee you she never will.
She's probably like, "What are you doing in there?"
Oh, no. She knows Monday nights I'm busy, so.
That's cool.
What's going on with you, man?
Nothing. We just watched the. Bunch of us went to go watch the UFC card.
Okay.
Nice. At a bar, and also the Triple G boxing fight.
Okay.
Match, and it was fun. Like Tony and Steve was there.
Okay.
Shane,
Nice.
I don't know if you know him, but my cousins were there, and it's weird how we just end up talking about, like, in between whatever we're talking about, what teams are going to play and what their plans are for the battle royals and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Nice.
But yeah, they're headed out.
His life.
Yeah, no, right. They're headed out tomorrow, so good luck to
nice.
those guys. And,
yeah, Landers, I believe, is flying out Wednesday morning early.
Is he going by himself?
One of my other guys, Robert, he's going. So I got 2 guys going.
Yeah, so we got 2 from here and like a couple guys from Bakersfield. So there's not that many people come from out this way, and I don't know how many people from, let's say, Vegas or Arizona. Maybe a couple.
Yeah.
Of them.
I know 2 of the SAC guys are going for sure.
Okay.
One of them qualifies for nationals.
Who?
Jonah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then Craig qualifies for nationals. Robert doesn't. He just goes for the battle royales and the con. So.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's a nice con. Like all the battle royals are. He gets so much stuff.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it goes. He's going. His goal is to get 2 sets of Mandarin rings, and all the con Ellie's that he can, of course. So.
Oh my gosh.
No, he literally just does. I believe he does the war. He might do the teams. I don't think he's doing it this time, but he just goes and does battle royales just straight the whole time. Oh.
All right. Speaking of Nats, all right. This is the preview. We'll talk about what's going on over there. Who's going to win? What's going to win? We're going to see. First thing, what do you think of having Illuminati legal as basically the first event where this new set's legal in a high level?
Personally, I feel it's a little soon. There hasn't been another big event to where weird rulings or weird judge questions could have come up.
That's a topic.
Like the judges are going to have to be on point, like be ready for all the weird questions or rule interactions that are going to come up.
Oh shit, that is so true.
So that would be my only concern as a player going in is, all right, is this weird rule interaction going to mess me up or,
You know what? I
don't know any off the top of my head, but
so when I was thinking about this, they do in other games, like Magic, they will have basically like a big main, like a big high level event, like the week it's released.
Okay.
Like the first possible week that it's legal, the first day that it's legal, they'll have like a big event, like a high level event
or something.
Yeah, or they're like the open series from Star City Games. Those, the reason why, that's one of the main reasons why I like to watch that weekend because I get to see all the new things that people are coming up with for their new decks.
Yeah.
And this happens in other games too. Heroclix, it's the same thing. We have the new set that's legal the very first day that you can play it. Basically, the first event. However, the difference is, like we were talking about the rules.
Mm-hmm.
In those games, because the template is very, it's very black and white. There's almost no interpretation. It's either this or it's that. It's basically,
Magic's very straightforward. There's no weird gray areas.
I look at it like a computer program.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's gonna, because the template's all the same and you wrote it, they're all written the same way. It's very easy to find out what the rulings are. It's like boom, boom, cut and dry. Heroclix, it's more like law, where you have to interpret it and give your supporting arguments for it. So it's not black and white in that way. You have to find why things work that way through other precedent of rulings, because they don't use a template system like they do in Magic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's kind of what I've been always saying in the beginning. If they just had if they just treated this like a computer program where you have to write everything out the same every time, and you won't have problems. But because of that, like one of the ones we just talked about, the Black Panther thing, the Black Panther smoke, right? Well, they just came up with it and they ruled it that way. But they've been known in the past to flip-flop and change based off of the temperature of the day.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, and like if you forget to pick Twisted Duel of Fate, everyone gets -1 or -2.
Oh, is that right?
That's how it was ruled at one of the events.
See, I don't know. I thought you had to pick one.
Well, I thought you had to too, but it got ruled that if you forgot it.
See, I don't see. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't remember. I don't know. I thought it was that, but that's the main thing. And like to your point, that would be the ultimate reason why I wouldn't want it to be legal right away, because of the weird interactions, because of the way Heroclix is.
Yeah,
you don't know how it could be interpreted however you want. So you have to ask the judge, and the judge has to come up with like a on the spot call, which later on they could be like, we were wrong, and then we're gonna, like, they can say we're wrong, and then later on do an entry like this is how it is, and then you're like, well, damn, that sucks, because then like I didn't know what the ruling was, and then now I lost because of it.
No, exactly, and that's that's happened to me, not at nationals. It's happened to me at a state event, but like the judge making the wrong call costing me games to make, it's
so that's what I think could be
like I said, as a player, that would be my biggest concern is the rulings not being clear.
Like, I'll give you an example. There were a bunch of different ways for how the starting area was ruled all the way up until nationals last year or worlds last year. So I think it was
it was after Worlds. It was after Tyler won with the Whales.
Yeah,
it was a couple months after did they reestablish.
But before that, everybody has been playing a certain way of how the starting areas were, because apparently we were doing it wrong. And then when Worlds comes up and they're like, oh, this is actually how it is, then it kind of threw people for a loop, like, whoa, what's going on? Like, we didn't know,
Yeah.
So then another thing, they allowed location bonuses for the team sealed.
Ooh, see, that's not okay.
And then they went back and said, we made a mistake. We're not allowing it for the, now that's a rule that it's not allowed.
Okay.
But that's what I'm talking about, because it was new and they oh yeah, you can play location bonuses. Like what? Yeah. That's
it's like shooting from your hip and missing the broadside of a barn on that one.
Yeah. So that's why I worry about these type of things when there's something new. We need to have a little bit more time in that sense. I like the newness. Yeah. I like it for the fact that the metagame will change. But when it comes to the administrative side of it and the actual getting the rulings a certain way, that's when I get worried myself. So that's a good point.
I'm a preacher of past practice, and past practice has not been confident in that. But maybe they're stepping it up. Maybe they've ready for this, knowing that it's
Yeah.
going to happen. So
I hope so.
I'll cross my fingers
I
that they
hope
got their
so,
stuff on lock.
but I'm gonna be just be transparent as possible. What have you seen in the past that has shown that?
No, nothing. But I'm trying to be optimistic.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah, okay. I get it. I'm
Yeah,
optimistic
no.
too.
I get it. You're Mr. Pessimistic.
No. I'm
The
not. I'm
world is
not at
ending.
all.
I get it, but
I'm
I'm gonna.
optimistic, but I'm also realistic.
Oh no, of course. Prepare for the worst,
So
hope for the best. But yeah, like I said, I've seen some positive changes, like some of the stuff that they're trying to do to get their events bigger. So maybe they're ready. Hopefully, if
so
not,
I just
come
don't
with a
want to
rope.
hear another. I just don't want to hear another like scandal that comes out again, just like from last year's Worlds or Nationals. This scandal of little things. You don't hear things like this. I mean, at this point, it should be like clockwork, but it's still working the kinks out, which is like to me, I don't know why it's been
right.
Exactly, you've been doing this for 17 years and you're still working out the kinks. Anyway, I mean, look, I'm gonna be hopeful that everything runs smooth. I trust Kenny. I trust him and his crew. Like, because he's doing it, I will trust him. And like he's like he knows and understands because he's been on the other side of it.
Yeah.
As a player, so
I think he still plays at some events.
With that set, no, but I'm saying is,
yeah,
he was on the other side.
So yeah, he knows.
He knows now. He should know, right? That's kind of like the hope. So, okay. I mean, with that, with that said, what are we gonna see? Teams.
We're gonna see
Archetype.
For sure some sort of Undying team. We're gonna see Hawkeye. We're gonna see the Whales. We're gonna see Black Adam with a mystical theme team, or possibly even a JSA. And I think do you think the Venoms will show up? Will the Cap, the shape change?
It'll be in the monster team.
Yeah, the monster team.
I feel like if they're gonna do that, it's gonna be like Cap, Venom, Spider-Man, with like the monster guys.
Goblin or someone else, tertiary.
It could be, or it doesn't have to be that. It's not even Goblin.
Retaliators.
That's when he points. It might be Retaliators. You can also play Raven at 40.
I like Raven. I'm kind of liking Raven on the 40. Mystical teams too.
But Raven is sorry, not the 40, the 50-point Raven, right?
51 the Teen Titan one.
So I think you could see that. You could definitely see those. I think the Cap, Venom, Spider-Man, Raven, and then like Carnage groups, however many you want to run.
Yeah.
And like probably play an object of something, but I feel like that's the safe bet. If you're gonna do that route.
Like those are the past teams. I feel also the new team you're going to see is probably a Kobik team or some sort of collector team. A lot of people I've been talking to want to get that Kobik, and they feel that it's going to be good. So
yeah, for sure. I think so. You're going to see Cosmic, and Cosmic.
You're going to see a lot of Cosmic.
You're going to you're going to see Cosmic Unimind. You're going to see. So it's Cosmic Unimind,
Cosmic Panther,
Cosmic Kobik.
Yeah.
Cosmic. It could be with like Starfire, Unseen,
Ultra Chase,
Collector.
Captain Marvel.
Oh, Thanos.
Oh yeah, Thanos. That guy. Oh my
god. Cosmic. So here's the thing with all that. They all have different pieces, right? Like there's Unimind, Panther, Kobik, Thanos, Captain Marvel, whatever, insert, okay? Like those kind of guys.
Yeah.
Whatever. You're going to see those guys, right? And then you'll see like whatever their support is, whether it's Lockjaw, Unseen, Collector, whoever.
Star Fox,
okay? Sure. But they do the same thing.
Oh, no, of course.
All going to do the same thing. They're all going to move up, make it hard to hit them. They're going to call in a guy and then hit you. And then you take the retail and it's like rinse and repeat. So if you have Unseen, makes it harder. Or you just pump up your defense so that it's harder for them to retail. the one difference, I think Kobik does give you a different look because she does like take away their power cosmic, right?
Yeah. It's like she switches powers. Hold on.
Yeah, take a look.
I should go grab mine, but I don't want to get up. I'm lazy. Let's see if the Realms has her up yet. What do you think?
I mean, it should be up there because they previewed her.
Here we go. All right. Power once. All right, here it is. Free. Choose both a friendly character and an opposing character with a printed team abilities. Those characters can use the team abilities printed on the other characters instead of their own printed team abilities.
So, what would be... Okay, so let's say you... wait, it says they can use?
Yes.
Like, it doesn't turn off the other, just says they can use it?
Those characters can use the other printed on the card instead of their own.
Instead, okay.
Yeah.
So she basically takes away your power cosmic, right?
Yeah.
Because then you give them something else, whatever.
Say okay. All
Shield.
Right. Shield or all right. Give them Mystics and then attack.
That's the thing.
And then you
Colossal Retaliate. So that's the trick, right? Yeah. That's like the main trick that like people will use. So that's the one difference I think that Kobik has, right? Now you look at something like Captain Marvel. Well, his difference is he brings everybody back.
Yeah.
So you have to go through him again. Unimind he's hard to kill because he has to split into different guys. Black Panther he can't be pulse wave, so he's between the super sense of shape change and a Wakanda, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the same stuff over and over.
I feel like Unimind's going to take a little bit of a hit because they don't want all the big Eternals on the sideline.
Sure. But what I'm saying is they all
function the same.
They all function the same way. If the strategy is completely different of how you play it, then I would say yes. But all of them are going to do the same thing. They're going to move up. They're going to call in a guy, and then they're going to shoot you, and then wait until next turn. So there has to be another way of playing the game. Like I think the other way is what Undying. So there's just all kinds of different Undying teams.
It's not like a true Undying. It's just like a hard to kill, right?
Yeah, hard to kill. Well, I mean, when we say Undying, it's point denial.
Yeah, point denial. Like an extreme point denial. Yeah. What's the haha Joker?
Because Unimind is basically a point denial too.
Yeah, it's like a...
Yeah, because if you play Lockjaw and the Unimind, it's hard to get points from them. You're going to get maybe a Flora and a group, maybe.
I've never had an issue popping on Unimind, so...
Yeah, no, but that's the strategy of...
Yeah.
If they win, they're not going to win because you popped their guys and they killed you. I mean, that's very, very few and far in between. They're going to win because they grinded you out because you killed their Groot and they killed your Groot plus something else.
Exactly.
That's what I mean by that. So, I mean, it's like that. That's like whatever.
Yeah.
The monster team, like Tyler's team, is probably... I mean, it's funny because we say that the monster team, but it's just Tyler who's going to play that whale team.
Yeah. Well, there's the whale like version of the monsters, and then there's the other version of the monsters with the Venom Cap and the Venom Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I feel that they function a little different.
Oh, they do, definitely, because they actually attack.
Yeah.
Those guys actually get up close, and then
the Venom Spider-Man is gross.
Yeah, whereas Mini Shredder is just trying to just ping you, and then the whales are there to absorb damage, and then they retell you. That's basically it. And then there's Hawkeye Vulture, but
I forgot about Vulture. Yeah.
Yeah, Hawkeye Vulture, but with the amount of like anti special object thing, I feel like Vulture loses some firepower because he doesn't get the flurry, right? So check this out. He doesn't get the flurry. But if he's coming in for 6 damage, and if there's like an outwit or something, he can basically still do what he does. He can
just not as effective.
Like, okay, here, let me give you an example. Let's say you're going up against a let's say you're going up against that Cat Venom team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he has the battlefield, he has all that stuff. Well, if he charges into Cat Venom, does the 6 damage, he doesn't need Flurry.
No, he's
He's
dead.
just dead. And then
Dead.
he goes in against Surtur, dead. Goes in against all of them. The only thing that won't die will probably be if there's a whale, maybe the whale, but then now with the whale's like on the last click or something.
Exactly.
Close to it. So, and it's not like they don't have other guys like Star Fox and Al Jordan to do stuff, you know.
Yeah, there's a solid secondary attacker.
Or two.
Yeah.
And then there's still a Groot, you know. So I think the Vulture team, even though they're like severely, they could be hampered. It's just now they're just a pretty solid team that can just kill off Pogs, right?
Yeah, you've been seeing a lot more Iceman IDs, faculty with the barrier. So it's slowing down the Hawkeye and the Vulture teams to get them the extra turn to get ready.
Yeah, maybe though, because I still think they can. I feel like they can still get through because they're gonna have to move up at some point, and they can easily just like have somebody shoot one of the bears and have Vulture come in, and then it's open. Of course, now if it's on an indoor map, then it's harder. But I think the thing that does hurt more is having Collector on the other side.
Collector definitely does some damage.
They could do it really quick. They can actually just go get it, and he can actually move back to the starting zone.
Yeah.
It's insane how you can do that. You can TK him up, pump up his range, free action, take it, and then he just phases back to the starting zone.
Yeah, it's scary. And he's a good attacker. He's got solid stats. Yep. And he's the Elder, so he clicks up, right, to that 0 click.
Yep. And he starts with Perplex because he has the gem.
Exactly. And he can be equipped with more than one object, right?
Exactly. That's
he's going to steal your object, and he's going to start equipping everything.
This is the guy that I was saying in the very beginning, like the very first time they put it. I was like, which one? Like, this is the guy. Like, he should be. I know a lot of people like those stuff, but Collector's like the
maybe
guy.
him and Etchery might be a good combo.
Yeah, I don't know.
Free object in your starting area.
But you gotta have I think he's not cosmic, is he?
I don't know.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, he's Asgardian.
So it's probably going to be. So the qualifiers are Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday is more qualifying, but the qualifying is through teams. So the top 16
half of teams.
Yeah, the top 16. No, the top 16 of teams.
Okay.
All of them automatically get into national singles on Saturday.
Okay, nice.
So then Saturday comes, they're going to be running X amount of Swiss rounds, and then it's the championship top cut or whatever will be on Sunday.
Okay. So hopefully more than 3 rounds of Swiss.
Yeah, it's so the way it is, I think how can they're going to do a proper number of Swiss rounds, which is great.
Okay.
So let's say
the issue was last year with the haul hours, right? Yeah.
So let's say there is I think they're going to cut to 16. So they might do 16 or 32. I believe 16 would be better because that means they don't have to go enough. They don't have to go too many rounds the next day. But but I mean, you really should do top 8, so it's only 3 rounds. But let's say there's let's say 120 players, correct? Mm-hmm. It's probably more, but let's say 120 are actually in the main, the qualified, whatever. So 120, you're going to be running. Should be running if you're cutting to 16, you should be running 6 rounds.
Okay. And then, that's good for a day.
Yeah. So they run 6 rounds. And then they'll cut to 16, and then single elimination on Sunday. If they start at 10 a.m., they should be out of there by 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is perfect because the hall closes at 5.
Oh, yeah. That's perfect.
People could catch their flight. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
All good.
Dang, why aren't you running events?
I mean...
Sound like you got this down, buddy.
I mean, we've been doing this for years, over here. And also, I mean,
sound rather professional, sir.
Yeah, I've actually played freaking... professional level games where this was the thing. So, I mean, this isn't anything new, which is what, like, that's another story for another day.
Yeah.
It's just like sometimes it takes longer for other people to catch up. That's fine as long as they catch up. Hey. But it's been like this for me since 2003.
Oh
when I
wow.
play versus.
Nice.
From '03 to like '09, uh, it's been like clockwork for playing any kind of card game professionally.
Yeah, no, I used to play Magic
Yeah, so
professionally
there
and
you
stuff.
go. Then you
Not
understand.
professionally, but
Yeah,
I used to play Magic and I was
yeah.
relatively
But
good.
then
So
but you know too, if you're playing the PPTQs and stuff like that, yeah, so
yeah,
that's all. It's all old hat, But
it's like a well-oiled machine.
if they as long as they catch up, well, yeah, it's fine.
Like I said, they got this. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
All right. So now, who's gonna win?
Oh fuck. Mm. There's there hasn't been one person that's just been winning a ton of events lately. It's been a lot of different people.
Well, okay. This is how I look at it.
Wait, so who's not going to be there? I know, is it Dan? Is Dan not going to be there, or is it
He's gonna
PJ?
go.
Huh?
They're both going.
Okay, because I know you said one of them's having a baby or something, or
He
is about
did.
to have.
He
Huh?
already did.
Okay, yeah, I saw Dan had the baby.
So now
Doesn't PJ have a baby
the
on the
green
way too?
yeah.
Okay.
But he's going. Like
All right.
they're in. But it's different to me now recently because the game is more regional than it has been in the past.
Okay.
Where
Because
back
people aren't traveling as much, or
because of the structure and how it is, it you don't have that kind of big kind of like call to action urgency for you to go to these events.
yeah, which we
Because
talked about a
yeah,
couple weeks
because like
ago.
so before, right? Like when TCG Player and HC Realms were in,
Yeah.
there were not only were there big sites, but I was doing the news for every single super qualifier and regional. Like the news,
Okay.
I would do the top 16. They would do their article. It would be a big thing, and then they would plaster it on Realms, and they would plaster it on TCG Player, and then it was like a big. It made you feel like it was a big thing.
Yeah.
So that
Oh, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, so you going to a super qualifier, going to a regional, meant a lot. So like
Okay.
you would go farther than you normally would to go to these events.
Yeah.
Now because it's more. Also, this was also before WizKids Open started ramping up.
Okay. Yeah, because
So
that's
it was
relatively
not
recent.
now that the WizKids Opens are around, and the Rock is also around, but it's not as easily accessible to see like the scheduling. Like there's no, and before there would be like on Realms there would be an announcement saying like in 4 weeks there's this big super qualifier in Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
And then everybody would be talking about, oh man, we should all try to go. And then that's how they would drum up interest and people would show up. And then it just felt like bigger, but
Yeah.
also a lot of top players would travel and go.
Okay.
Now you see it less because it's more regional. And then when I say regional, it's really just the Midwest and the South.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't really see that many in the Northeast, the Northeast, and the West. You hardly see anything of that. And then on top of that, you don't see like any kind of like buzz. You just kind of like you like when I'm telling you when I was talking to you trying to find the winning lists. It's like what?
Sometimes
Right?
it's a struggle.
That's what I'm saying. But when I was doing the reports,
Yeah.
every single one was there, and not only the winning list, all of the top 8 or top 16 were there as well.
All right. No.
So that makes a big difference, right? It makes a big difference. Like people don't go, people don't feel like it's like it's more like there's a WizKids Open in 2 weeks. I'll just go to that instead because it's closer, right?
Yeah.
So then there's less and less people go. That's when you look at these numbers, right? Like 15, 17,
and
14, 10.
Yeah, the WizKids Opens, you get the new hot prizes, where the Rocks are getting the new maps that they have, but it's like last year's Con LEs. So
yeah. And it's still good because some people didn't get to go.
Yeah, no, and like I said, you're still getting Blackbirds, and those IDs sell for ridiculous amounts of money. So it's still good pricing, but like I was having a discussion with my buddy, everyone wants that new hotness.
Yeah.
And he's trying to trade his old turtles, and I was like, you're not going to get. They're not going to be as valuable as the new hotness. And
so okay, now going back to what's my point? Because of that, it's harder to find out who is actually the best because you're not seeing the best go.
Yeah, they're playing their local venue.
Yes,
getting the regional, getting the
what I'm
qual,
saying.
getting
Like,
the WKO.
look, Man, it's like I feel like that guy that's like back in my day, but it's not. I'm just like trying to give context. In 2014, from 2014 to 2016, when that was the peak of like The Rock.
Yeah.
In terms of attendance, like the buzz, everything was just huge, and also they're giving out money.
Cash talks.
There's everyone was traveling. I traveled more than anyone did.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, we went all the different states, even went to Canada for their nationals, went to Mexico for nationals.
Oh wow.
We went everywhere, right? And that sparked like a kind of like a mini movement. Like people were starting to like, okay, well then they started traveling too. Like Easton would come out, Paris would come out. There were people that would go to the East Coast and the Northeast. They had like events at these conventions even.
Yeah.
So there were all of these, and then not only that, but the numbers were big, but also all the top players were there. So you had a better idea of who the top players were. Now you know who the top players are because these are the guys that are playing the most. I guess you could say that back then, but the difference was it wasn't as regional because people were traveling everywhere. I don't know if you know who Mace, I can forget what Mace Sturdivant.
No, I don't know Mace's.
He, rest in peace. He died.
Oh.
But he was a guy that traveled. He would go to I remember one weekend he was in Florida for an event. Mm-hmm. And then the next weekend he's like an event in West Virginia.
Oh wow.
And then the next thing I know, he wins a Rock Super Qualifier in Salt Lake City.
That's awesome. And
then so when we went to go play in Oregon, he was there too.
What? That's awesome.
So, but because of that, then you got to see okay, now this guy's legit. So then, but we were there and then we got to play, and I beat him. So then because you get because of he's like a top player that went there and I went to go play. So in people's eyes that were, outside looking, and now you got to see, well, they did play each other.
Exactly.
So who, okay, so he won that one. Okay, now what about here? And you'd see that over and over of all these events.
So
I went
the top level players would have more of a chance to play each other to see the win-loss ratio between them. So that makes sense. Yeah,
so when I went to Kentucky, all the top guys were there.
But all right, so counter argument, you think with the Rock Easton. With what is it, the Rock Online or the Roll20 stuff, right? They'd get a chance to play all the time.
You're right, but how many people are actually doing those?
I wish I knew how, because I don't think I'd ever get off. But
I mean, it's like
you said, it's easy. I just need to figure it out.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know how many. I mean, I think it's a great practice tool for sure.
Yeah.
I just don't know how many top guys are actually playing on there. That's a good point. I don't know
PJ does. Lane does.
No, but
does Daniel
do
get
they
on
actually?
There?
But do they actually? To me, it's always PJ.
No, it's always PJ. It's always PJ. Like once a week. Yeah. Love it.
So the Rock Online could be that. It could be that. But until it gets to the point where there's 30, 40 man events. Because it's only, remember, these are only 8-man events. So it's not.
Yeah. Okay.
It's different, right?
That makes sense.
You're going through a field of 40 people, 32 people, whatever. Then it's okay, now we know.
Yeah.
But you're playing 8-man event, you win. Okay, cool. But.
Yeah. Well, it depends who the 8-men were.
Yeah, but it's. That's funny. People say that. But the actual reality is it's not what they always like to have that other argument. It depends who those 8 people. Okay, well, these are the 8 people. It's 2 or 3 top guys, and then the other 5 are just whatever.
Oh no, of course. No, I'm saying all 8 are
but that's what I mean. But they like to say that. But the actual reality is maybe 3 guys in there are the top. And when I say top, I'm not talking about some guy who won their 8-man states. I'm talking. My level of my standard is higher when I see somebody as a top player. That might sound like elitist, but that's just not everyone is elite player. Not everyone
Yeah.
is an elite player. Like,
Can you
there's
let me know when I get there?
there is good and
And
there's
I'll buy
elite.
myself a cake.
I think you're up there. You just don't play enough.
That's true. I appreciate that
So,
though.
but that's the thing, right? Like, if you don't get your reps, you
Yeah.
get there.
Well,
So, there
that's
are
why I made
good
the time to
players.
go to this regional back to back with the
There
WKO.
you go. So
So
that would be a good sign.
yeah.
Now, if it's a good number, a good turnout, then that would be a better, more credibility.
Yeah, no, of
But
course.
like I don't like you know when people say, I really don't like that argument because to me, if I actually look at like not to discredit Tony
Hmm.
from winning California States,
Yeah.
but who was there?
I don't know. Steve, my buddy
Hey,
Landers, Scott, one of my players.
yeah, I other than Steve, no offense, other than Steve, I don't know who else is that good.
Yeah.
That's my point, right? There's like good and there's elite. So if you want that credibility and when these things, when you really want to really get your due or credit,
Yeah.
you the more players show up, there's a higher chance of top players going,
Yeah.
right? Because if there's like a 40-man event, the odds are really high that of those 40, there's going to be a lot of like elite players. Now, if there's a 15-man event, what are the odds? Regardless of who is actually there, the odds, if you just go for statistics, the odds of the top elite players going are not that high.
They're not going to want to travel because it's not worth their time.
Boom.
So yeah. All right. So I'm going to invite all the elite players out there on the East Coast, the Midwest, the South, to come to
But
this regional, come to this
that's what
WKO.
but
I'll be there. I know some
that's
other
why
good players will be there. Let's have some fun.
our 1K event
Yeah,
for
that's coming up, right?
no, yeah, but our 2K event that we had before.
Uh-huh.
Now that right there, I would argue was pound for pound top elite players
Okay.
because they had to go through stuff to get there. Now, if you look at we had 8 players, right? Okay.
Yeah.
We had Dan Powell, we had PJ, we had Steve, we had Aaron. I just named 4 guys that are elite, arguably top 10 players in the world. 4 out of 8. Now, but now that was an actual thing. Now, if you look at the other guys, Nate, Colin, Tony is right there, right?
Yeah.
He's the freaking he's the California champion. He was a Nevada champion. I wouldn't put him up in those 4, but if there was a 5th, he's right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Colin. Now people might say Colin, Emilio, and Nate. Like, okay, whatever. They might not. But like Nate's probably the best, if one of the best, if not the best in Arizona.
Okay.
Colin is the best, one of the best, if not the best in Utah. And Emilio is one of my guys.
Yeah, Emilio's really good.
He plays with killers. So if on a grand scale, okay, fine, we'll put that those 3 guys aren't there. But the other 5 guys are like nationally or internationally known.
And ranks. Like they've won big events.
Like I would say they're elite, they travel, whatever. So in that instance, I would say if you win that event, that's legit.
Oh no, of course.
Because 5 out of the 8 are nationally, internationally, whatever. So that's where I would put, like, if you had that argument about an event where if I said, well, only 8 people showed up.
Oh no, of course.
You gave me that argument, then I will concede the point. But anything short of that, to me, it's not that impressive.
No, of course. So as long as over 50% of the playing field is like elite player,
but it's got to be elite, not good. Like it's got to be.
No, I mean like top tier, like
top tier. You know what I mean?
Off Will
top
Gordon's
10,
like list.
Yeah, and they go and they play. You know, like yeah, I think if it's that small, it's got to be 50% or more.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have one good guy there and be like, oh, I beat the good guy because he lost to someone in the first round that had some random team, right? You know, you got to look at the full circumstances.
Yeah. And, there might be some people that there might be some pushback on that, but that's my definition. If you want, it's weird because people will say, well, there was 50 people, but who was there? I'm like, dude, There's 50 fucking people there.
Yeah, like
There's
50
gonna
people
be good
still
players.
50 people.
Like, do you think there's 50 shitty players that are gonna go to a high level event? No, it's gonna be
And
good players.
even then, you still beat 50 shitty people.
Yeah, well, but you're not gonna beat 50 shitty players because
No.
you're gonna be playing against top guys. So like at nationals,
Of
so
course.
it'll be like let's say 120, 130, 140 players.
Yeah, like going
Of
from
course
like
you're gonna get
a
like a
WKO with
lot
like
of the people
16
that just go
people
there.
to
Yeah.
nationals with 120 that are like legitimate players.
Yeah, so that's another thing. They had to qualify. You had to qualify to go to nationals.
Yeah.
So you already went over a bar. You're already at a bar above everyone else.
Yeah.
Because you had to have won stuff.
Yeah, you won that nine man WKO.
Hey man, don't be discrediting whoever
I've
that
won
guy
a 9-man WKO. That's what I'm talking about.
That's funny. But like that's what I'm saying. So like for example, for our event, each of those 8 guys had to win one of our qualifiers that had pretty good players. So
well, and that was a fun event. Like I really enjoyed it.
It was just too bad that Chris. Yeah, just too bad Chris couldn't come play Hulk.
I should have stood in for him.
Oh Jesus! I just can't believe, man. Like, what's name should have won over and over. Should have won. Wes.
We should have. Yeah, we should have just invited Wes instead.
Yeah. So, yeah, but then that just opens up a Yeah. I don't want to because like he did. It has to be the winner.
Wes. Hey, Wes.
So it's like winner. There's no like alternates.
I know.
It's just that's how. No, that's kind of why I had 10, right? Because in case people drop off, we have enough for 8.
Yeah. So you're a winner or you're a loser. It's real simple.
That's it. I mean, that's
black and white. Just keep it clear.
It's gotta be.
No.
All right. So with that being said, man, that was a big roundabout way to say who's gonna win.
Fuck, that was like 20 minutes ago. Oh God.
Having said everything that I said, who's gonna win? Hey, you know what? I don't want to get it misconstrued here. I'm not saying that these guys are trash or like they're not deserving. I'm just saying it's harder to determine who the top guys are because it's so regional now.
Yeah. Like we were talking about, people don't travel. Everything's been more localized.
Yes.
So that, which is good.
When I say travel, I don't mean you're driving 10 or 12 hours. I mean, you're flying.
Yeah. Like to another state.
To another state or like something that's farther than drive. I mean, I guess if you're driving 12 to 14 hours,
that's a little much, buddy.
I'll give you that. But, if you're within, I would say 3 or 4 hours, that's like borderline traveling.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. For me, because I live in California, that's nothing.
I know exactly. So like when I'm going to Fresno at the end of the month for the regional WKO, like 3-hour drives not.
Yeah, that doesn't count. To me, that doesn't count as traveling.
No,
some people might say
that's like freeway traffic.
But because where we live, that is my definition for traveling. It has to be basically from where I live. It's got to be farther than Vegas.
How far is Vegas?
3.5 hours.
Oh, well, I'm sick, so it's okay. He can travel to me.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess to you is traveling because that is, I mean,
it's like 6-7 hours. I don't know. I mean,
to me, that's still driving distance. 6 hours is not.
Yeah, but it's not a day trip.
Yeah.
Like 3 hours there, 3 hours back is a day trip.
Okay, I think that's a good way to define it.
Yeah, if you can make a day trip out of it, like when I go to Chico, it's a solid 3-hour drive.
There you go. That's a good one.
I go there and back in the day. That's not traveling. That's not me spending the night for a one-day event.
Right. Okay. I think that's a good way to say, yeah. So then definitely going to you is definitely traveling.
Yeah, because you're not going to do it in one day. You're not going to drive 12 hours to come play in my 14-man event, all right?
Although, you know what? A couple of our guys did this a while ago. They did a turnaround trip to go play at a Rock Super Qualifier in Sunnyvale.
Oh.
Yeah. They drove up there, played, they finished at night, and then they drove back. They left at they got some food or whatever, and they left at 11 or 12, and they drove back down.
Gangsters.
Yeah.
I wish I was young again.
That's hardcore, dude. That was super hardcore. Because they're like, nah, we don't want to get a room. So they just drove up there and drove back.
I was trying to get Sac and Chico to do theirs back to back. So Sac and Chico relatively close. They're probably like an hour and a half away from each other at most, and just to be real easy to travel for the whole week and
Right.
just get it done. But they didn't want to do it on the same weekend,
Yeah.
so I had to drive another 6 hours.
All right. Who's gonna win?
I told you, Alan Mason. I don't know.
Alan Mason. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's a personal friend.
I know. Dude, that guy was.
He's won worlds before, hasn't he? Yeah.
He won a Wizard World. That's not the same.
Oh, dang.
It's not the same because you don't get to make a figure.
Oh, it's true. But that was like way back in the day.
Yeah, so he won. So okay, so back then, there were Wizard World events. So if you won a Wizard World, that's big. But the thing is, there's like, I don't know, 5, 6 Wizard Worlds in a year.
Oh, okay.
But there's only one Worlds in a year. You see, there's a difference, right?
It's true.
So someone who's won 2 or 3 Wizard Worlds, that's good. But it's not the same as Worlds because Wizard World, there's like I said, there was Wizard World Philly, Wizard World Chicago, Wizard World LA, Wizard World Texas. There's like all of these different Wizard Worlds.
That makes sense. Okay, so it's like a in between a regional and a nationals kind of.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. But
so
technically,
we need more of those.
When you said he won a Worlds, you aren't wrong because he won a Wizard World.
Okay.
So you're not wrong. But Scott Crampton he's won like 3 of those, I think, 2 or 3 of those.
Okay, nice.
And Roland from Vegas, I think won one. He won one. So the 3 guys that I like before, it was there's 4 main guys and then a 5th one I'll name later. It's Alan Mason was like the number 1 guy for me because he was like the boogeyman. And then when he started winning all the Wizard Worlds, I was like, yep, I knew it.
Yeah.
Scott Crampton.
The name's familiar.
So before like the game died, I would say he's probably the best of all time.
Okay.
Then
that means a lot coming from you though.
Dude, Scott's he's
nuts. I know. I'm not trying to joke on it, but I'm like genuinely like you saying someone's the best of all time.
Yeah, because so like when I came back into the game in 2009 or 2010, these are the guys. I played one Wizard World and I got 3rd place.
Okay.
That was and this was DC Worlds, so not even like a full because it was only DC.
Because before you couldn't have Marvel and DC in the same like tournament, right? It had to be completely separate.
Yes. They did that for I think 2 years or 3.
Yeah.
And then they just combined it to like whatever. Anyway, it's Alan, Scott, George.
Yeah.
But George is a little bit later, but George was still there. And then Rob Baruzel. You know who he is?
No.
Bob Baruzel. He's from Canada, like Vancouver. He's in that like the quartet, that group.
What about Joe?
Okay, but Joe never played in any of that stuff.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, you're talking about Joe Bryan?
Joe Bryan. Yeah.
Yeah, but he never played in any of the stuff.
Oh,
like,
okay.
He did, but like the only one that did was really Alan, and he won. I think by then those guys had like either stopped or just stopped really traveling. But the 5th guy in that he still plays now is the first ever world champion, Marvel World Champion, which was the Philadelphia 02, Steven Plasko.
Okay.
So anyone out there, when you see him, kiss his ring. That's the OG. I was like, I played him in 2016 in round 1 of the Worlds at 2016, and
Is that the one you won?
Yeah. So I was playing against him, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's Steven Plasko, right? And I'm just like, I'm looking around, I'm like, dude, I literally, I stood up, I go, everybody you need to know your history. This is the first ever world champion. Like they're looking at me like,
round of applause, guys.
They're like, okay, cool, whatever, like like golf clap, like all right, yeah, whatever, like all right, dude, you know. But I'm like, no. You need to know this was the original freaking Fire Lord guy. He was the original Fire Lord. Anyway, when I got introduced to like Alan introduced me to Plasko, George, Scott, and Rob.
Okay.
To me, when I met them in 2010 or 2011, I was just like, oh my god, it's like these like the Beatles. It's like the only person I knew at Worlds in 2011 was Alan.
Yeah.
And to me, Alan was like this the guy, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I was like, oh my god, it's them, and he's like, oh yeah, let me go introduce you. He's like, yeah, here's Steven, here's Rob,
Nice.
Scott, and I was like, oh shit. But Roland at that time had quit, but
Okay.
Roland came to our first ever 1K.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, oh my god, Roland Wellington's showing up. I was so like, it was weird because people at the store were like, okay, whatever. Who's like, I'm like, dude, you don't know this guy? This guy's like the best player ever, blah blah. And then he shows up, plays a funky ass team, and goes all the way to the finals of our event, playing a non metagame team.
Uh-huh.
Like everybody was playing like what you knew. Everybody was what you expected to see, like what the metagame was. He
Yeah.
played like a weird scientist Professor X team.
Okay, nice.
And he made it all the way to the finals, ended up losing. But that's when I'm like, and I was like, that's when I felt smart because like I told you, that's the guy. Because I told everybody before, I'm like, hey, watch out for this guy, and he goes
Yeah.
all the way to the finals. So I was like,
There you go.
yeah. So there's a little bit of history lesson there. Okay, so who's gonna win? Alan.
I'm trying to avoid this question. Who do you think's gonna win? So, all right. So, who do you think the top 5 contenders are to win?
Okay.
PJ,
Dan.
Easton. Okay.
If I would say Tyler.
Yeah.
Because I don't see anybody beating that whale team in his hands.
Dude, he's unstoppable.
If he is still playing it, okay.
Yeah.
Let me think about this.
He needs to champion that till the end.
If he's still playing it, I would put him above everyone. My opinion. A couple reasons. Number one, he doesn't have objects. So he doesn't care if you're playing collector and shit.
It kind of goes to what I was thinking is that the objects are so helpful, but they're almost a crutch.
Yep.
To where if you don't have them,
yeah,
does your team still function?
Number two, he has not lost with that team yet.
I don't think he has. Yeah.
No. So because of that, that's like he is it's like it's automatic now. It's muscle memory. So he knows all the adorations. So if there's anything that comes up, he knows already what to do. So he's not going to take time doing that. So if he's playing that team, I would put him as the favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, now caveat. And this is why I think the format blows. If he loses map, then we could be in for it might be different. Because if he loses map to Hawkeye,
yeah, then he just calls in Professor Strange and hopes to hit a bunch of shape changes.
Yeah, and hope is not a strategy. So
hey, it is in game of dice and luck.
Yeah. But hope is not a strategy. You can hope all you want, but hope is not a strategy. But that is where I would say he has a chance to lose. Is that?
Yeah.
My pick is Tyler.
8, right?
He's +8, but he can easily pump it to 9. He can drop like an ID card or something, or he can split the Groots into 2 Carnages.
Yeah, but I like 4 Walking Woods.
Yeah, of course. But if he believes +9 is better suited for him, I can't believe that +9. Then that's the route. But if he wins map against those teams, I don't see how he loses, man. I really don't. Of course, the Kobik thing could be different, right? Like the Kobik thing where they take your Mystics, they take your Power Cosmic, and then they give you Mystics.
But for whales,
well, they take Surtur.
Huh?
They take Surtur's thing.
That's if they can get to his back line. They have to get through both whales.
No. But if they win the map, no, I'm saying all this is if they beat map. If they beat him on map,
they
can do it, right?
I can't I don't think he's playing a faculty Iceman. He might be. I don't think he is though.
I don't know. Dude, why does it matter? Why does the barrier matter?
Yeah, no, you're right.
An outdoor map. You can see over everybody.
This is true. Yeah.
Good. So if they can do that and get to Surtur, and then they switch, they hit Surtur. Surtur retells. Or no, I'm not Surtur. Oh, I guess he'll die.
Well, no,
then.
I was gonna say if they kill Surtur, he's dead. So there's nothing they can do.
Okay, then never mind. Then the Kobik might not work because if Surtur dies, then that won't work.
Yeah.
It only works on like Unimind, right?
Yeah, it only works on Unimind or Black Panther.
Right.
Yeah. I feel Black Panther is more vulnerable than Unimind. You can one-shot him.
Black Adam will definitely. I think we'll see some stuff. I don't know.
Hopefully, I'm so in love with Black Adam right now.
Yeah, soldiers too, right? Like the Sam Cap and the Foot Soldiers, or just the Sam Cap team in general.
Yeah,
that gets up there too.
I forget. Well, there's so many different variations of the teams that all function the same way.
All right, so I made my pick. Go, make your pick.
So you picked Tyler?
Tyler the first to go.
I picked Tyler last time
to go nationals and
I was right.
You did? You picked You picked him?
Yeah, I said Wales are going to win Worlds.
Huh.
And then I picked something else because I wasn't 100% sure.
Well,
but I initially said Wales.
And then you didn't pick them. You can't be like, oh, but I'm doing no. You gotta go. No. You didn't pick them. You wanted to pick them. You didn't.
Instinct that I did not trust.
You didn't.
All right, I'm gonna give it to. Honestly, I think it's gonna be someone random.
Yeah,
I think there's gonna be a creeper.
Okay, who else? There's like Isaac's gonna be there, Ed's gonna be there, Scott's gonna be there, George, Matty G, Edward.
Is Steve playing?
Steve's gonna be there.
Steve's pretty good. You think he's gonna champion it?
I think he doesn't get enough quality reps, in my opinion.
I'm gonna back Steve. I'm gonna back Steve on this one. I think he's got it because he did good with your event with all the top players. Your Majestix Open Series. I'm gonna back Steve on this one.
Going with Steve.
Steve. I'm gonna go with one of my Cali boys.
Okay, you go Steve. I go Tyler. All right. I guess those are the picks. Watch, it's just gonna be like Isaac again.
I told you it's gonna be someone random. It's gonna be nobody knows.
Steve is kind of random.
Is he though? I guess so. Yeah. I guess I know him because I'm from California.
Yeah, but he's kind of random, like in the sense that outside of like our area, nobody would really know. Like because he doesn't go to any of those other events.
He's gone to nationals a couple times, hasn't he?
No, I'm talking about going to like a regional at Kentucky or something.
Oh yeah.
Something like that.
So yeah. Okay. He's Team Ragnarok, right?
Barely.
Oh, that's harsh.
No, I mean not that he's barely on the team. It's just that from what I hear, they don't really.
They're not a team.
They don't really talk that much. Or I guess they don't talk as much Heroclix as he would like. I don't know.
Oh,
something like I don't know.
Hey Steve, I'm always down to talk Heroclix. Let me know what's up.
Or I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That's just like the vibe that I get.
Okay. No.
But
so
I mean, because Paris is focusing a lot on Magic right now too, so, just like me.
Oh. Did you get back into Magic?
No, I mean I just follow. So this is what we do. Paris and we talk about Magic a lot, but we watch and follow, and we'll play like Arena every now and then. But more so, we just follow the game and the meta game and like all the coverage and all that stuff, and then we'll discuss it. We're like a bunch of nerds.
Oh, see, I have to stay away from Magic.
But we don't actually we do more. Well, that's just because there's more content and like footage and whatever to watch than Heroclix. So
yeah, no. If I go into Magic, if I get back into Magic, it's gonna be all bad.
No, I mean,
It's gonna go deep.
I have a few boxes of War of Spark just in the closet, just waiting for that to go up, and then I just got a case of Modern Horizons. Oh god, I'm so stupid. So stupid.
I get rid of all my Magic stuff years ago.
Man, that's worth a lot now.
Oh, I know.
Worth so much.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
My Moxes, my Mana Drains, like all my dual lands, like this is like OG stuff.
You had original duels?
Yeah. Not Black Border, like the unlimited stuff.
I mean original, because there are other dual lands now. The shock
yeah,
lands,
no. I had full set of like the original stuff. Oh, like I played a lot of Type 1. Yeah, I was really good at Type 2. I had my DCI score. I can't remember. It was ridiculous.
That's how I know you play old. Like you played a long time ago, because they haven't called it Type 2 in years.
No, I know. Like I was an old school, like competitive Magic player.
Oh, nice.
Like back when I was like high school, early college. So yeah, it's been a while.
Probably like so you went during like the Onslaught era, Onslaught Scourge, like Wrath Cycle.
Like 2004, 2005, 2006.
Oh, so you were during the Affinity era?
Yeah, like Mirrodin, like all that stuff
gross.
with the object.
They banned a bunch of stuff in that, right? In Type 2. They banned a bunch of stuff in that stand, and then that's what they lost. There was a mass exodus of players during that time, and they all went to Versus.
Oh wow!
Because the format was so bad in Magic at the time that there was just mass exodus.
Oh, that's
because
I don't remember why I quit. I was just kind of like, I was kind of bored because I was winning all the time. I was like, it's not really a challenge because I was doing like.
You should have played in the freaking Pro Tour.
I was still young. I didn't think about traveling. I was just like, whatever, So I don't know. It was it's all right. I found HeroClix years later, so I'm doing okay. It's another addictive hobby.
So
yeah. So I only need a Chase Cap, a Black Panther, and a Thanos.
See, I follow the.
You don't collect, do you?
I don't. You gotta follow the motto. You don't smoke your own shit, because that's money.
It is.
So, I don't. Yeah,
I know.
I don't. I mean, I'll have stuff set aside, but it's all listed. So if it sells, then it sells. If not, then I have it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. There's certain stuff like I won't keep. It's this set specifically, just because I'm a huge Avengers fan. I like the whole set. Most of the time, I won't complete the whole set. I'll just keep the few pieces like set aside exactly like you said that I want. But for some reason, the set I got a little crazy with.
So, what are some? Need some news.
Let's see. So we have not opened a Thanos at the store.
Oh,
I'm kind of upset.
Okay. That reminds me. Okay, let me tell you real quick.
How many Thanos
today? As of today, this is Monday, June 10th. There have been 3 Thanos openings in the store. All 3 of them on camera. Like tonight, the one we just did tonight, the guy bought a brick. Yeah. First pack he opened, Thanos. That's on Instagram.
Okay.
Dude, look. So we have 3 videos up there of people opening Thanos. So
do you know how many?
So
do you know how many cases we've opened in this store?
A lot.
27 cases. Not a single Thanos.
Well, we haven't opened that many, and we have 3 Thanos. So that now you know where it went.
I'm a little salty. A little salty about that.
When I hear about other stores being like corrupt, about like cherry picking things, when you hear, because I've seen stuff like this on the Facebook, like, oh, what do you do when like 8, okay, like for example, like they know that there's a brick opened, so like 8 of the 10 and no chase is pulled, but then like the judge or the worker or whoever will take those off and put them to the side.
Oh, that's what I mean?
You like, that's all. So clearly we don't do that because we've opened 3. So you know what's weird? We've opened 3, but like only 2 Kobiks.
We it's been like 2 caps. We've had a good amount of Copics. We've only had 3 star brands.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
We also so
But
far
every star brand has come with another chase.
so
Thank you, WizKids.
all 3 of our Thanos that we got, the other half of the case has been a Black Panther every time.
Oh.
All 3 times.
Okay.
So if you're getting that case, that's insane.
Yeah.
So every single one. But then it's not true the other way. Like I had a guy open a Black Panther.
Yeah.
But there's no Thanos.
And the other half was like a star brand.
No.
Oh.
Well, this one
every time we've got a Black Panther, the other half
this one was a common Black Widow.
Ooh.
But every time that we have seen a Thanos, Black Panther has been the other one every single time.
Okay.
And I even got a message from one of our players. He bought a case and he said he opened a Thanos and Black Panther in his case. Ooh. So that's 4. That's
okay.
The 4th.
That's good.
But he got his. But he's a player. But he's from like San Diego. So he got his case from there. Yeah. And he just messaged me that's what he got.
Okay, so that's good to know.
It's been like
you have a Black Panther, you have a chance of getting Thanos, which is really cool.
No. If you get a Thanos, you're getting.
No, I'm trying to think of I'm thinking the opposite way. Yeah. So if you see the Panther, there's a small chance there's a Thanos on the side there.
Maybe, or it could be Black Widow or Star Brand. So
or Star Brand, yeah.
But the thing is, if you get a Thanos, you're gonna get a Black Panther, which is still like amazing.
He's still pretty good. Even after the nerf, he's still kind of up there.
Yeah. All right. What else?
But yeah, I'm hoping I got a couple more cases on the way, so hopefully we can get some more. Get a Thanos in the store. I'll be very happy about that. Yeah, it's been upsetting. I don't know what to do. I see all these people opening like multiple Thanoses, like the pre-release at the other store. 2 Thanoses. I'm just like,
wow, 2. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, so going back to nationals, I've been like speaking of things you've been seeing on Facebook. I've been seeing people saying that people that go to nationals and purchase all the con LEs should not charge extra to resell them. They should just charge them what they pay. Do you think that they should charge them whatever they pay, or do you think they should charge them some monetary fee for their time, their effort?
Who are these people that are saying that? How about you fucking go yourself and do it?
Exactly. Like the time and like if I'm doing something for myself, that's fine. But if I'm gonna take time out of my own personal time, my time is worth something to me.
Who are these fucking?
I don't remember the names. It was something I saw on Facebook. The debate going back and forth.
There's a debate. Get the fuck
they're like, it should be. Someone should do this out of the kindness of their heart, and someone's like, no, my time is worth money.
You need to call this guy out. Yeah, I would definitely call that guy out. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, god damn it. That pisses me off. They don't have to do a goddamn thing.
It costs money to go to these events, right?
Yes. And they don't have to do shit.
Your travel, your hotel, say you're taking off work, like you may not be getting paid. Like it costs money.
You know what's weird? Like you're giving me all those reasons.
No.
That's great, but I don't have to give anybody a reason why.
No, of course not.
So like the fact that this person even like the fact that there's even there's a debate shows you how stupid and how weak we have come as like a people. That this is where we're at. Get the fuck out of here. Just it's like if you don't want it, then don't. If you don't want it to pay the extra, don't buy it. If you want it, go get it yourself.
Exactly.
It's like I think these people forget that we live in a capitalist society. We don't live in a socialist. We don't live in a communist. It's like where it's supposed to be. No, it's gonna go by supply and demand. Period. There is no. That's so stupid. I cannot believe this is legit. And is this legit a debate, or is it just one guy just bitching?
It might have been. There was a couple guys going back and forth, but it was mainly one guy that I specifically remember. Yeah, it was just.
I hope that guy's trolling. Because it's either you're trolling or you're stupid. I'm sorry. I don't know who this guy is, You know, if it's someone I know, I apologize that you're so dumb. That you actually
Hey,
think that these people owe you they owe you
yeah,
something? Get the
like to
fuck out of here.
go out of their way just to sell you the same Connelly's. Like,
Yeah, get out of here with that. Okay. Oh my god.
give them a little something for their time, to stand in line.
Just how it is. Yeah. But I can't believe that this guy said they should do it out of the goodness of. You know what? Out of the goodness of my heart. Out of the goodness. How about this guy do the same? Would he, like, hey, out of the goodness of your heart, you should send me your Cap Venom. Get the fuck out of here.
And send me your cap with a gauntlet, please and thank
Yeah.
you, because I don't have one.
Oh god. I can't believe that's. Oh man, I can't believe that's. Ugh. I mean, that just shows you the cesspool that is.
Well,
fake.
Personally, I feel my time's worth something. I don't know about you, but
Of course, of course.
yeah,
But
I'm not going to do stuff for free.
Like the fact that this guy feels that they should do it out of the goodness of their heart and they shouldn't charge extra. I'm like, I don't know what world this guy lives in. I don't know. Anyway,
it's a funny world we live in.
That's so fucking crazy. Okay, all right. God, that's so. You need to find out who this guy is. I need to know.
All right. Let's see. I'll save we got some new Regenesis previews, but I'll save that for next week or a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to ask you something, Pat.
Sure.
Retail or no retail?
Play retail or no retail?
To play Colossal Retaliation or not to play Colossal Retaliation?
In this format, where a theme is huge.
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes the Colossals fit onto your theme, sometimes they don't.
If you don't play the retail, that means you're not going to be getting high enough theme.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's 10. So the main culprits here are Flora and Carnage. Flora, Carnage, Groot, and Surtur. Those are like the main guys.
Magog.
But like those two, the last two are a little bit on the higher end.
Yeah, but the 25 point, 30 point.
Yeah, for sure, Flora, Carnage, Groot are the three that if you're playing Monster or Cosmic, you have to play.
I would throw in the Tri-Sentinels for Mystical.
But to me, it's still
as a
30
fourth.
Points.
Yeah, no, it's a lot, but I still throw it in for the Mystical.
I wouldn't. I mean, if because your theme's not going to be high enough, right?
At Mystical, you're going to get at most of 6.
You're probably 5 or 6. Now you're going up against a team that's 8 or 9. Probably not. So
is it worth having the extra Colossals for the higher bonus, or should you just pump into the extra support? If you're because you're running the Colossals for the theme, right?
But is there another? But what into another support like what though?
Something that's off theme or that'll give you a perplex or a prob.
So if you're playing like a Point Denial Undying, I don't think you play retail.
No, because they're gonna kill it.
You're gonna kill it unless you don't mind losing 20 points.
Yeah, if you're comfortable losing 20 points,
then Then I think it's okay.
The Devil Harness can definitely get more than 20 points. It's a beast.
But yeah, I would play retail because it's free.
Yeah. Okay.
And Groot is it's just insane, right? I mean,
yeah, no, Groot's he's so good with the leadership, the
God. Yeah. So yeah, just by that, I would.
So as a rule of thumb, probably play a Retaliator.
Yeah, because
some sort of Retaliator.
10,
1, 2, or like 5
between 10 to 30. Between 10 and 30 points, you have a free attacker.
Yeah. Okay. No.
So
cool.
Of course, that means they die really fast, but
as long as they get their points in.
As long as you get more than what they kill, I guess it's okay. So.
Or get them close enough to get that extra point.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't have much else, buddy. I think that's kind of it. Hopefully next week we'll have the national champion on with us, right?
Yeah, let's hope, or at least at the very least we have like the top 8 list, and so I'm gonna try to get all that if it's possible.
Yeah.
So
So as we were talking about earlier, people don't send lists out. Either send Pat the list or me the list.
yeah,
If you guys are
yeah.
competing in the top
So
8,
we can get it up.
take your pictures
Yeah.
of the top 8 list, send it to us, and we'll be more than happy to talk about it.
Yes, yes. I would definitely. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be basically glued to the screen this weekend because uh, I'm gonna try to get all those. At least get my guys to take pictures of the top 8 lists.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
So.
I will be in Riverside. My sister is graduating from UC Riverside,
Oh, ooh,
so
congrats. Nice.
I'm gonna try and sneak away and see you, but I can't promise anything, Pat. We'll see
All
what I
right.
can get away with my wife.
So all of this will be up on our Apex Predators site.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I have that
Apex
for you here,
Insiders,
my
sorry, Apex
friends.
Insiders. Um, all the news and stuff, the lists, that's all free and it's all just public information. But we do have a $3 paywall
I was reading an article, so let me exit out of that real fast.
for strategy articles.
Yeah. So I logged into my account, so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. Yeah. So Newmark's Thanos Cup Invitational that we talked about a couple weeks ago, which is pretty cool. Um,
Go to the
PJ's.
homepage.
Huh?
Click on home.
Yep.
Yeah. So the top there is all the premium stuff. That's it's $3 a month to read these articles from top players. I should be getting Easton's team and Adam's team before the event this weekend, so
Okay,
people know
cool.
what they're playing. And then those free articles there, just tournament reports. David Newmark wrote about his Ultra Chase Thanos tournament, free this weekend. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he said it's booked up. So,
Yeah.
David, if you're listening, send us the list of like the top at least 4, maybe top 8 winning
Yeah.
teams, just kind of so we can get an idea of what's going on there. Yeah, this goes back, like again, this is the history of HeroClix, guys. All the events that we're able to collect, all the winning teams that we're able to collect are here. Some are behind the paywall, some are free articles. So check it out. A lot of good information.
Yep.
Yeah.
And with that, everyone who's going to be competing at nationals in team and in singles, good luck. Hopefully, you guys roll 7s and up only.
Exactly.
But
don't forget to practice rolling your dice.
If you're ever in doubt, plex the attack.
Take it easy, guys.
Yep.